Alright, here we go. Gonna wrap this up, finish this video, or finish this draft, simulate the entire season, see how we do, and then wrap up the video. And what we're gonna do here is just draft some pretty cheap relievers. Looks like this guy's good. There we go. Done. Easy. This guy right here. And done. Easy. And go over here. Let's see if we can find a lefty, actually. Are there no lefty bullpen guys? What was my... Let's get rid of that. Is there no one? Oh, that's because the filters throws right. Duh. Well, that's silly. Okay. Well, we're going to go with this guy. Draft him. And next pick, 1.7. That was a funny scouting report. If you read this, it says if he comes in with his team down 1, he'll leave with them down 5. Haven't seen that one before. And I think we're going to go with... Let's just get rid of that. And let's see. Draft him. And next pick. Got 5 relievers, 5 in the bullpen. That's good enough for now. I'm not really worried about it. Big thing that I think everyone should do, though, when drafting in the inaugural draft, don't forget about depth players. I think it's very important that you draft guys that will be able to play multiple positions as a backup, because everyone always cares about the starters and they forget. And then they forget about utility. And then their guys get hurt and they've got no depth in their system. So make sure you draft some guys that are pretty good depth ball players that can play defense. Usually that's what all I look for when getting guys that are just going to be guys coming off the bench. I look for the depth, not the depth. Look for the defense that they can play. So, well, like this guy here, Eric Clark. That's good enough for me. Draft him. And the next pick, we're going to have to draft all minor league players now. And yeah, there we go. Next pick, let's do clear the filter, customize. Left field, center field, right field, 3, 3, and a 4. And this is our guy, Bryce McGee. So there you go. We're just going to complete the draft now. Got all of our starters, got all of our bullpen, got the whole starting pitcher. Good enough. Good enough. Sure, set up the team. Let's look and see what the AI did. I don't remember drafting that guy. Yeah, he was a round 33 pick. So everything looks normal here. Okay. And let's go to... I'm actually going to for the sake of my eyes, I can't stand looking at this team color anymore. So we're going to make it like blue or something. Yeah, just because it's just better on my eyes that way. All right, so what do we got here? Salvador Cruz at third base. Let's actually check it out here. And let's look at our batters. And let's go here, actually. And potentials. Okay, so we got Burrows, catcher. That's normal. Brady Zeno. Dave Andrews. Yeah, that's normal. And Salvador Cruz. Now, what I'm wondering is if it would be better to put Cruz at second base instead of third. And I think I'm going to do that. We're going to swap them. Just like that. So let's change their positions. I don't even know why I'm changing their position, but let's just do it. And then we've got Jeremy Eccles. Okay, Carlisle's in left. Farmer's in center. And then Pareto is in right. And that is fine with me. And another good thing, when I was talking about depth and utility, make sure you don't forget the backup catcher, as I did. So do as I do, or do as I say, not as I do, because I definitely made a mistake in not drafting a backup catcher. But no harm here because this guy is actually a decent backup. So good to know. And we're just going to actually copy the depth chart, paste it, and whoops. Go back to lineups there. Just make sure that Salvador Cruz is at second base for both, and he is. And okay, good. So that's good. Let's check out the pitching just to make sure that everything is fine there. Let's go to starters, and then let's check out their pitching potential. And okay, so what I'm going to do is I like to put pitch counts on the pitchers because I don't think the game does a good job of limiting and pulling pitchers quick enough. And I think if they stay in there just too long, they give up the big hits. So we're going to put a 110 limit, hit enter. If you don't press enter when changing this number, it won't save. See how as I click it and I hit enter, you can't see me hit enter, but just trust that I'm hitting enter. And you'll see that it won't save if I do this and don't hit enter. Yeah, see, I changed it to 120, changed it to 210. Doesn't save if I don't hit enter. So just quick tip if you ever change your strategies. We're going to hook pitchers slightly early, paste that to all times and scores. We'll hook relievers slightly early too. Paste that to all times and scores. And yeah, here we go. This pretty straightforward. We're going to go ahead and simulate everything. Do I want them as closer? Sure. I'll leave everything as is. Not really going to tinker too much. If I wanted to tinker, I usually would put well, I'll tinker a little bit. So we're going to do 20 pitch count here, back. This guy's got 3 stand. Yeah, we're just going to do. So I put pitch counts on these guys because otherwise they won't have any pitch counts and the game will let them go way too long and they will give up home runs and all of that. And I found that the best way to limit people from sucking is to pull them while they're still doing well. So usually the people with the 1 stam and 2 stam are the ones that I'll do pitch counts for, but we'll just do it for everybody. And this guy, I pretty much like want never pitching actually, so we'll just put him. We'll put him, yeah, long relief and avoid high leverage. That's fine. That's fine. So there we go. We got pitch counts on everybody. We'll move that to like 95 for this guy, and then probably 95 for this guy's. Whoops. And I think that's about it because these guys are both really, really good. So. Alright, so let's simulate the entire season. Let me double check that I have baseball cards turned off because that's the most annoying. Yeah, okay, so everything's good. And we're going to simulate the entire season. Let's go to opening day. Turned off injuries because I don't want to have to micromanage. I just want to simulate a full season with everybody on the same playing ground. and see how we do. And spring training doesn't really matter, but it's still nice to see that we are in first place. Let me change the autoplay settings and a couple other things there. And that should be fine. We're going to skip the draft as well. So, all right. And let's see how we do. 15 and 11 in spring training, so not too bad. Let's just check out preseason predictions and see where we're at. I don't even know what division we're in. What division are we in? We're in the SL2 East, so that would be SL2 East, Baltimore Diamond. We're predicted to win the division with 93 wins. Let's see if that happens. So we're going to go straight to regular season ending and just see how we do. And it's going pretty quickly. I love that this feature in 17 is where you simulate so much faster. It's great. Especially when you're simulating a bunch of seasons at a time. It's really great. And hit a cold slump where we weren't doing that great. And then we started to catch fire again. So it's looking good. Top of the division for now. Just keep winning. Just keep winning. So, yeah, I'm pretty happy with the way the draft turned out. As I said, a couple things could have done better, like the whole third baseman thing. But at the end of the day, I think the team was really good. It's really young and set up for a long period of success. So, let's actually stop the autoplay here because we're in a really, really tight race. And let's just do that and see if that helps any. So we had the CPU. Oh, there's no games left in the season. That's silly. Okay, so season ended. 90 wins, tied for the division lead. We have to do a tiebreaker right here, so let's actually play out this tiebreaker. And we won. So we won the division. 91 games. And that's actually the third most in the entire league. And I made no deals, no trades, no nothing. Just from a pure draft standpoint, are these teams better than us? Maybe. Maybe not. Played different teams, so we will never know if those teams only won that many games because of the competition. But it is the best record in this whole league right here, so I think that turned out pretty well. And let's just do the playoffs and see what happened. So let's check out the playoffs a little bit and see. Yeah, we lose the first round to the team that we finished one game above. So that sucked, but whatever. Whatever. Playoffs are a crapshoot anyways. Especially when it's a best-of-3 series. Let's delete all these messages here. And the one thing that I wanted to do is check the shortlist. So, let's see. This guy that we passed up on hit 291, 373, 6.7 WAR, 14 home runs, 51 doubles. That's insane. 51 doubles. And who did we get? I think we got Salvador Cruz instead. So Salvador hit 44 doubles, 14 triples. Pretty sure that this guy had a better season. Let's compare him side by side with Gary Bishop. I'm pretty sure this is the guy that we were debating, and I said no because of the speed or something. So instead of rating, let's look at stats here. And yeah, Salvador, more hits. He had less doubles, but he had 13 more triples, which makes up in the 7 difference in doubles. 2 less home runs, and didn't walk nearly as much, but also didn't strike out nearly as much. Had 36 stolen bases, and his batting average was higher. His on-base percentage was lower, but slugging percentage was higher. It's pretty sure that we won out in that scenario. So I'm pretty glad that I drafted Salvador instead. And then let's check out this guy, Matt Riggs, here. So I think I just wanted to see how many. Yeah. So he only hit 31 doubles because he couldn't hit the ball. But when he did hit the ball, it was usually extra base hits. So he had 31 doubles, and I think we went with the this guy Dan Andrews. He had 51 doubles. So I think we did a good job there in selecting this guy. So just looking at what we did, we had not that much power, which I think really hurt us. We got Bill Prado, and our defense was awful as well. So, gotta actually see who had the most. Dan Andrews at third base. Wow. I mean, he was learning third base, so I'm sure he made a ton of errors, but that's just surprising. Very surprising, actually. And then Bill Prado is in. That's our right fielder. So, yeah, pretty surprising. But he won't do that again next season. He just probably didn't have any experience at third base. So while we have time, we're only 16 minutes into this video, and I pretty much am finished. But while we have time, I'm going to touch a little bit on defensive ratings since my defense was so bad this season. And so right here you see you have actual range, error, arm, and turn double play. And then you've got your position ratings. Okay, so the position ratings are... They are a cumulative. All these 4 defensive ratings add up, and they give you your position rating. But there's also experience that plays a factor. So, for example, I'm actually going to turn on commissioner mode, and I'm going to go into the editor to show you guys these things. Just so you know how it works, because you need to understand it in order to really have a good... You need to understand how it works in order to make good decisions. I'm not saying, go into the editor and look at these things because you won't be able to, but I'm just saying in order to make good logical decisions, you should know how everything works. So with second base, with position ratings, okay, we're going to go into the editor, go all the way down here, and you can see here that this is your total rating for that position, and this is your experience. And when you add in these 4, or if they're an outfielder, it's these 3, you get your total rating. So say that this guy, if he had 200 experience at second base, what is he going to be? He's going to be a 4 at second base. So at some point, his defensive rating is going to go up to a 4. If he were to play second base. If he plays second base, then he would have gone up to a 4 at some point in this season. And intelligence is directly affected, or not directly affected, is directly correlated to how quickly they gain experience in that position. So if you have a player, okay, that has never played a position before, so shortstop and second base are the 2 hardest positions to play. This guy's just a prospect, okay? Shortstop, second base, 2 hardest positions to play in the infield. Anyways, center field, same way, is harder to learn than left field and right field. You're going to gain experience there slower. So if I played this guy, say I wanted him to be a third baseman, okay? So if I played him at third base and he gained experience, let's see. So he's normal intelligence. So say I just played him... I don't even remember what guy I picked now. Okay, Pat Gouger. So, normal intelligence. Say I played him at third base for his entire career in the minor leagues. So, like, maybe another season or 2 in the minor leagues, and he gets maxed out in experience there. Okay? He will not... Huh. That's interesting. I guess he has to have played it before it'll be affected. Now, okay, so I just learned something. Whoops. Okay, so no matter what, sometimes guys just aren't meant to play certain positions. Okay. So, alright, well, anyways. So, when you go to guys that are... Let's find a young guy. Let's go to, like, A-ball and find someone that's young as a better example. Okay, so 18-year-old. So Well, we'll go with an 18-year-old. Okay, so this guy's got 3 and a 3. So how does a 3 equal a 2? Well, it's because he doesn't have much experience at that position. So see right here, it's only 112. So if it were 200, then his rating would go up to a 3 at catcher. So you when drafting guys, just know majority of the time these ratings right here do not change. Oh, whoops. Should probably put that back to whatever it was. So yeah, so these ratings don't usually change. But you can put them at a different position and they will learn other positions and get experience there and then become better. Now, even if a dude has, okay, so for example, let me go to the major leagues, okay, and if I wanted, let's see, who can I use as an example? Okay, so if I wanted Salvador Cruz to play shortstop, 3 range, 3 air, 4 arm, 4 double play, should be able to play shortstop no problem, right? And if I wanted him to do that, he would struggle at shortstop because his position rating is only a 1 because he doesn't have any experience at shortstop. So it would take him spring training. He would likely get up to a 2 in spring training at shortstop just because he would accumulate so much experience during spring training. And he'd probably get up to a 3 at most before the end of the season. And then maybe next year he would turn into a 4, but it takes some time to get experience. And even though you'd think, oh, he's got good range, good air, good arm, good double play, you'd think he'd be good at shortstop. Well, he doesn't have experience, so he's not going to do well there. So don't think that just because they have good ratings there, they still need the experience in order to become a good player. So yeah, that was just something that I wanted to touch base on while we're still there and we had time. It looks like that's about everything with the inaugural draft video that I've got to share. We had a pretty good season. We went 91 wins, which is the best in this whole league, and then it was 3rd best overall. There was 2 teams in this division that were better than us, but other than that, it was the 3rd best overall. So it was pretty good. End of the year on a 9 win streak. Wow, to win the division. So pretty happy with the way that turned out. And this division's tough too. Look at this division. There's 4 teams that finished 500 or better in this division alone. So very tough competition there and did pretty well. So yeah, I'm very happy with the way this turned out. If you guys have any questions, feel free to ask and I will do my best to answer them. Thanks for watching, guys.